أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Today in lecture 293, we will discuss Quasars and Gravitational Lens manifest Allah's Nur. Quasars and Gravitational Lens manifest Allah's Nur as 35th issue under the Qur'an and Modern Sciences. Our topic is related to Ayat 35 of Surah An Nur. In the previous lecture 291, we focused on traditional interpretation of this ayat, usually called the Verse of Nur, Ayat Nur. Besides the traditional interpretation, the verse has also revealed advanced information, preemptive information on the discovery of quasars and gravitational lens, whose understanding is obliged to growing human intellect over the passage of time. Details of the discovery tells how gravitational lensing amplify the light and energy of a distant source, and despite its multiplying character, it manifests unity of its source. Diversity but manifest unity. Today we will discuss the Verse of Nur with the perspective of this discovery in the area of astrophysics. The verse also raises a deep spiritual thirst, longing in the man to seek consciousness of Allah's Nur. What is Allah's Nur? Apex of the glory for which he was created. Man was created with distinctive character over other creatures. Such spiritual aspect of the verse we will discuss in the next lecture. We will discuss. So, dear friends, before we relate the discovery of quasars and gravitational lens to the Quranic information revealed in the Verse of Nur, let us first discuss these marvels, wonders of nature about which the man could know just recently. Science could know just recently. Now let me introduce what is quasar. A quasar is an extremely luminous, active galactic nucleus whose emission is powered by a supermassive black hole having a mass billions times that of the sun. Just imagine, sun, which is, millions times bigger than the earth. But quasar is billions times bigger than the sun, which is surrounded by a gaseous accretion disk. These gases falling towards the black hole heats up and releases energy in the form of electromagnetic radiation. It needs your attention. It's a bit, a very latest discovery and a bit difficult to understand. But please focus. Bigger quasars may have luminosity 1,000 times greater than that of the whole Milky Way galaxy. Sun is one out of millions of stars in the galaxy. If we get together the luminosity or light of all these stars, that even quasars light is much bigger than that light, 1,000 times. Observations from the Hubble Space Telescope have shown that quasars occur in the centers of galaxies. in the centers of galaxies, and most of such hosting galaxies have strong merging pattern, mixing. Millions of quasars have been identified so far. The nearest one, the one which is the closest to the Earth, is at a distance of about 600 million light years from the Earth. Just imagine the hugeness of this universe. The quasar is not a new phenomenon. The earliest quasar detected so far occurred about 700 million years after the Big Bang. So, quasars are compact regions. Compact, it's not the loose. Compact regions in the center of massive galaxies and are among the brightest objects in the universe. Likewise, by now several galaxies containing quasars have been discovered which act as gravitational lens, distorting and amplifying the quasars trailed behind them. So, dear friends, what is gravitational lensing? Very important. It is defined as a cosmic magnifying glass. You understand what is magnifying glass? When you put on very small tiny thing, it gives a bigger look. Magnifying effect is most observable when light from a bright background source like a star, a quasar or a galaxy passes a very massive object like another galaxy or a cluster of galaxies called a lensing object or a gravitational lens. This is quasar. The light is coming when it faces to the black hole. Black hole now will be called lensing object or gravitational lens, object of gravitational lens. When a quasar reaches a lensing object, say the black hole, it gives rise to a spectacular formations like rings and crosses as of glittering pearls. Because black hole doesn't allow that light to be absorbed, so that scatters in the shape of rings. Gravitational lensing in fact amplify the light coming from a background object. It means astronomers can use the gravitational lensing arising from galactic clusters as natural cosmic magnifying glasses for measuring evolution of the universe since its infancy, since its birth, Big Bang. Light from the earliest galaxies would be much fainter. Light from the earliest galaxies, oldest galaxies, would be fainter than of the later ones. The wonder of gravitational lensing was first reported by St. Petersburg's physicist Orest Khvolson in 1924, which was quantified, which was proved by the data, quantified by Albert Einstein in 1936 after 12 years. For that reason, the visual effect of the gravitational lensing is popularly referred to as an Einstein ring. If I am told to give it name, I would say Einstein's glittering ring, because it glitters like a pearl. However, results of the later observations after Einstein established that where the lensing mass is not spherical, elongated, are complexed due to sizes of galaxies and clusters, its dent or distortion of space-time will also not be spherical. It depends on the lensing object. Rather, image of the source quasar will resemble a partial arc, as mentioned in the ayat, scattered around the lensing object. Now, suppose this is the lensing object. When this light will come and spot here, it will be like a half moon or a partial arc. An observer of the earth may then notice multiple distorted images with magnified brightness of the same source. These may vary with relative positions of the source, lens and observer, and shape of the gravitational dent of the lensing object. Gravitational lensing impact also helps in determining size of invisible dark matter which is surrounding the black hole present in the lensing object or around the lensing object. As we mentioned, lensing object is usually a black hole. Since dark matter does not interact with electromagnetic radiation, it does not emit or reflect light, while it has mass which warps space-time and interact gravitationally like ordinary matter, which makes visible parts of galaxies. Thus, by comparing amount of gravitational lensing caused by a galaxy or a cluster of galaxies with the lensing that would have arisen from the visible matter in that gathering like stars and hot gas, size of the existing invisible dark matter can be estimated. With all these processes, size of the existing invisible dark matter can be estimated. We cannot estimate because light can't be absorbed, but by this process the size of the black matter can be measured. So, dear friends, now by converging the information derived from the verse of Nur with the information gathered from the discovery of quasars and gravitational lensing effect, we find amazing similarities, very thoughtful, wonderful similarities between the two. Some powerful quasars are even billions times brighter than the sun, and they emit light about 100 times the collective light emitted by all the stars of the Milky Way galaxy together. The word Nur in the verse means brilliant light or pearly, like pearls, brightness. The light described in the verse is suggestive of the light of a celestial body like quasar in view of its extraordinary brightness. The word durriyun in the verse means intensely bright, extraordinary, bright, beyond measurability, while the statement Ka'annaha kawkabun duriyun describes the said Nur as a brilliant star glittering like pearls, is greatly compatible with the scientific description of quasars as bright stellar bodies. The statement, whose oil would glow even if untouched by fire, in Arabic the words are yakadu zaytuha yuziu walau lam tamsashu nara. It's a probable reference to the way quasars glow by means of nuclear fusion. Understand? Nuclear fusion, without fire. As we know today, oxygen, heat and fuel make up the fire triangle. If these three things are there, the fire will exist: oxygen, heat and fuel. Since oxygen is not present in the space, the brightness of quasars have nothing to do with fire. How Quran has told this fact 1500 years ago. The burning takes place in the quasar when hydrogen atoms are compressed and the helium produced in the process releases energy and illuminates the space. There is no fire. It is hydrogen converted into helium and it releases energy and illumination. The statement light upon light, Nurun ala Nur, in the verse is likely a reference to the gravitational lens effect as understood in astronomy. It refers to the way light from a source behind a body with a very dense mass, such as a black hole, radiates under the effect of the dense body. Effect of that dense body, as we say, the black hole. Then it reaches on the earth from the different angles, giving impression of more than one source of light for the image we see. Source is one, but it gives the images of multiple sources. Due to gravitational lens effect, the object appears forming images of multiple variants, like the glittering pearly star, like the glittering pearl. A niche is usually a higher placement on the wall designed for the protection of the lamp, ensuring maximum spread of light. Niche in the wall is a place which is where the light is has the capacity of maximum spread. The statement, a niche within which is a lamp, the lamp is within glass. What is niche? Kamishkat. What is lamp? Misbahun. What is glass? Zujajat. A niche within which is a lamp, the lamp is within glass, may be a reference to the area of gravitational lens effect of a black hole. Amazingly, now focus, it is the conclusion. Amazingly, NASA scientists use the analogy of a drinking glass for describing the gravitational lensing, while the word used in the verse is zazajata, which means a glass. Gravitational effect of the galaxy on a distant quasar was similar to the lens effect of a drinking glass on a distant street light, as it creates multiple images. The explanation of such wonderful phenomena made by a celebrated science writer, Timothy Ferris, in his book The Whole Shebang, the universe taken together. It means the universe taken together helps in understanding the relationship of the glass with lamp described in the verse. To him, to the Timothy, as light from a quasar travels towards us, it may pass through either side of an intervening cluster of galaxies. When it strikes to the cluster of galaxies, the warped space around the cluster, this is galaxies, cluster, and this is the surrounding surrounding space. The warp space surrounding the cluster can act as a lens, with the result that we see multiple images of what is actually one quasar. Thus, reference in the verse to light upon light may be a description of reflected light forming multiple formations like glittering pearls. It may be a symbolic explanation of the unity in diversity in the context of universal divine order, which is further strengthened by stating that the blessed source is neither of the east nor of the west. The niche mentioned in the verse resembles with the arc, which is a sign of incomplete gravitational lens. It is never the circle, it is half circle like the lens. So the niche mentioned in the verse resembles with the arc, which is a sign of incomplete gravitational lens effect due to impermeability of light into the black matter or a black hole, as we discussed earlier. So, my dear friends, with this we conclude lecture 293 on the verse of Nur, presented with the perspective of discoveries of quasars and gravitational lens effect in the area of astrophysics. It may require to listen twice or thrice to understand these technical scientific terminology and processes. In the next lecture, we will discuss the spiritual aspects of the verse of Nur, inshallah. Please subscribe Idea Foundation YouTube channel to watch videos of previous lectures and join us for the noble cause. Thank you for participation. Allah Hafiz.